b2m greatest. Saw you calling out for video responses. Why? No one needs a reason. And who would have thought that Earl would video response you? Well, I thought I would. It's gonna be a malt liquor video. I've gone down to the store, got myself 40 ouncer of malt liquor. So I've boated out to Government Island. You've probably seen it, but we haven't seen it while we're on it. So right down there, that's actually two islands, Government Island, and I can't remember the name of the other one, but a while back they connected, which is cool. Though I kind of liked it when that was a separate island. It felt like there was two places to go right here, and now there's just one place. But excellent camping there. Now it's my boat that we're all naming, and I think what Jack wanted to name it Bob, and then Mr. Runaway 5 wanted to name it Borrowed Time. I suggest they both come up with different names. You know, they're fine names, but you know, let's look at the boat and find out if it's a Bob or a Borrowed Time. Yeah, that's a great boat. Let's sit down and have a beer. Cheers. Some of the B2U might be thinking, Earl, you're not going to finish that beer if you're going to drink it like that. Too much talking, not enough chugging. Yeah. I'm not going to finish this in this video. There's not another 40 out here, so I have to make this one last. You don't want to get out on an island and just drink your 40 right off the bat. Well, maybe you do, but Earl doesn't. The river's up real high, and there's lots of things floating down river. And I love, you know how I love to pick stuff up. Sometimes I see stuff floating down the river, and I hop in my boat and go out there and get it. I feel like Tom Sawyer when I do it, Huckleberry Finn. But I think the best thing I've ever found floating down the river, and not the most useful thing, but the best thing was a part of a dock came free. It was like kind of like a 4-foot wide section, maybe 10 feet long. More like, it was kind of like a walkway. And it actually had some ropes on it, and I had a lot of rope with me at the time on my boat. And I was able to tie it up on one of the old pilings that are just kind of littered along the river here. This is the Columbia. And it stayed there for months. It was a really nice piece of equipment, and so eventually someone towed it away. Probably because they wanted to use it. It was just a fine piece of flotation. Perfectly good walkway. But for a while there, airplanes going by, for a while there I would come out here and bring a tent and set up my tent on this floating platform and read books and drink beer, and I wouldn't spend the night, but I'd hang out there for hours. Sometimes it's pouring down rain, just float on the river. Planes would fly overhead, and as they dipped down to do a landing, these massive lights would just fill the tent full of brilliant light. It was good times. I loved it. You know who I think is building a raft? I might be completely wrong. I think Sir Walty is building a raft. He mentioned in one of his videos that he was going to do a malt liquor video from an unusual spot. There's a couple fighter jets. Let's look at those. They're flying almost wing to wing. They have fighter jets going overhead every day on patrol. It of all the things that that came about from 9/11, that's the one thing that I approve of. Having military jets in the air a lot, I think, is a fine thing. I think that it gives them a chance to train, to use the equipment that we're paying for. And in a moment of emergency, I want people up actually in the air. I don't want them getting ready to go, fire department style. And I know that they could get up there going real fast, but not as fast as they could be if they were already up there. There goes another set. There's 4 in the air right now. Just wing to wing. Oh, you know who I like that I just discovered recently, and because actually I discovered him because he discovered me. Timmy. I went to Timmy's channel, and it was That Goddamn Horse was the name of the video that I decided to watch for my introduction into who he was. And I could tell right away I like that guy an awful lot. He's real cool. Good sense of humor, good spirit, dog lover, which I think says a lot about a guy. I think having a dog is a joy. It's a pain, but it's a joy as well. I mean, grief is the price we pay for love. Am I right? I'm right. Oh my God, one of them's doing some stunt flying. I don't know if I caught that, but that was some Top Gun stuff. If you didn't see that, it was coming in for a landing, and then it hooked. Just what do you call that? It hooked a 360, pretty much on its wing. It turned sideways, and dipped towards the. Oh my God! It just did another one. I'm sorry I missed that. So the two that came in wing to wing, they both peeled off and did a 360. God, that was cool. Where was I? Oh, I was talking about Timmy. He's a good cat. I brought a couple sandwiches. I'm going to go grab one. Fish sandwich. This feels very Steel Worldwide to be munching some processed fish and drinking a 40 by the river. That's Steel Worldwide's a character, isn't he? b2m, I've been watching a lot of your vids going back. I especially like the, is it Ulu that you guys do, or Uvu? I can't quite make out what in the world you're doing. You guys appear to know your computers. But I love when you get together, and there's all those little screens of all your guys' faces, and you're all getting together, sharing beers and stories. That's cool. I didn't realize that, I kind of knew that kind of thing was going on, but I'd never seen it. So that was really fun. It made me want to do it. I don't have internet in my cave, and I normally go to the library or the bar, which would be kind of inappropriate to be drinking beers and shouting at the computer. Maybe the bar, but even then I think that might weird people out. But I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try.